Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the vests that I own and some of the body armor that I own that are military surplus. Now, I don't own any other body armor besides this, and I didn't purchase this because I needed body armor. So if you actually are looking for body armor, this might not be the video for you, and I'm sorry that you have a situation where you feel like you do need body armor. Typically, if you're trying to buy body armor, I would say you probably want to get something more modern. It's cheaper, it's more comfortable, and these body armors here, some of them are over 20 years old or 30 years old, and the Kevlar in it, you know, it's not meant to just sit all day, so who knows if it's actually capable of stopping rounds like they're supposed to. So these armors are rated at level 3A, which means it kind of goes up to like 9mm, just pistol calibers. So they aren't going to stop anything bigger than that. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about kind of the prices that I paid for them. Again, trying to emphasize that these are, they're kind of expensive for what they are. Military surplus in general is not it's not a, you know, it's not a market now where you can save money because there's plenty of them or it's in surplus. Military surplus nowadays tends to be more of a collector's game. Now, especially for people that are kind of my age, millennials or 30, like I'm in my 30s, this armor kind of represents, you know, what people were wearing in the 90s and the early 2000s. And these are typically things that I like to collect. I don't really like to collect any of the modern stuff. The modern stuff you can kind of just buy now commercially. And then anything earlier in that, you know, I do have a little bit of like World War II, Korean War stuff, but it's just not exactly what I'm fully interested in. So anyway, we're going to talk about the order that I bought these in, and actually I bought these kind of in the chronological order that they were made in the first place. So let's get some of these out of the way and we'll just talk about them. Okay, so first we have this Pasgt system. Pasgt stands for Personal Armor System for ground troops. This was developed in the late 70s but used in the 80s and 90s. Technically, according to Wikipedia, it's still used today. I think they give it to a lot of our allies. You'll see pictures of some of the Afghani sort of interpreters wearing these sort of things, but it's generally kind of been phased out at this point. Now, the Pasgt system came with the helmet. This is the Pasgt helmet, and that Pasgt helmet replaced, here we have an M1 helmet over here. Okay, and one thing that is kind of interesting is the Pasgt system. It was first deployed in the conflict in Grenada, and what was interesting was that the Pasgt helmet, you know, has this certain profile that is very reminiscent of kind of the stormtroopers of World War II or the Nazis. And from what I've heard is a lot of the pictures that you'll see with people wearing these systems, you'll see that they're going to have netting on their helmet. And some people think, well, you know, Grenada is kind of tropical, so that's what they would be wearing. But I've heard that part of the reason was they didn't like the imagery of, you know, troops being deployed there and having helmets that might remind them of German Nazi troops. So they like to break up that shape by putting camo netting and foliage on it. Anyway, so let's talk about the Pasgt vest. So the Pasgt vest is compatible with older gear. Here's the Alice gear. So the Alice gear is basically this belt with the suspenders, and you can put your mag carriers and your holsters and your canteens on it. And the Alice gear will loop through, the suspenders will loop through the Pasgt system. The Pasgt also has some vests, or not vests, pockets. And let's get this helmet out of the way. On the inside, you'll see that there's Velcro to hold it open, and on the inside, it's pretty plain Jane. Okay, so the soft body panels are sewed into the system. You can't remove them. They do have holes on the bottom for draining, I guess, if it gets wet. You'll see that this one's in really good condition. You can just tell by the fabric there's not a lot of discoloration or like kind of sweat marks. And on the inside over here, you'll have an instruction booklet. This one came with it. It's in a little bit of rough shape. I think it feels like it's been washed basically. But it's in there, and I feel like if you have it in there, it's a sign that someone kind of took care of it, and you can kind of look at that note card and see, oh, is this all ripped up or all sweaty? That's probably not in good condition. But if it's like pristine, then you kind of know that your system is also pristine. It has this collar here to protect your neck, but this is not rated for bullets. This was mainly meant for being a flak vest. A lot of casualties and more happen through shrapnel and not just direct shots. And this can, if you've watched videos, it can actually stop some pistol rounds, but that's not what it was designed for in the first place. Other than that, that's basically what it is. You'll see here, there's a little residue here. This one came, had some like duct tape on the back, so I used some WD-40 to remove it. I did wash this, and actually you're not really supposed to submerge these or wash them too heavily because it can kind of ruin the Kevlar. The Kevlar starts to delaminate. I didn't really know that at the time, but now if I knew that, I'd be a little bit more careful on how I washed it. I would probably just taken a damp cloth and kind of scrubbed the outside and not soaked it. I soaked this thing in my tub, I think. Anyway, yeah, that's the Pasgt system. You'll find them in Woodland, and then there's additionally some covers that you can find for them from the Gulf War. I have a 3-color desert and a 6-color desert, the Choco Chip, and it's just a vest cover that goes over this, and it still allows you to get to your pockets and things like that. So, that's the Pasgt system. Now let's move on. So, it was replaced by this Interceptor system. The Interceptor was started to be deployed in the early 2000s. It was used in the global war on terror as well as Iraqi freedom. And this one is one of the first ones. It was in Woodland. They also had it in the 3-color desert, and I'm going to show you later in the digital camo, and I think maybe even in the marine camo. There's many camos that it came in, but these are some of the first ones. So here, this system replaced the Pasgt system. No longer do you have to have the Alice gear. This one comes with MOLLE loops, and you'll see here, I've shown this in another video, I think my M16 video, but this has mag pouches on the front. So on the front here, I got 4 double mag pouches for a total of 8 magazines, and then I've got 2 grenade pouches on the front. On the back, there's a few MOLLE loops, but you'll see on my other one, there's more MOLLE loops on the digital camo one. It's just covered in MOLLE. On the back, you'll find that there's a handle here. So if you were to get shot, unfortunately, someone can come and grab you from, using this handle. It's pretty stitched on there. And then you have this Velcro slot, and this is to allow you to put a SAPI armor plate in the back. Like the Pasgt, it's got a lot of Velcro. You'll see that this one is in like pristine condition. Everything's clean. This label right here is just like, looks perfect. So I got this one, I got pretty lucky. Someone was selling it and I just scooped it up really quickly. It was a buy now for, I think I got it for $175. And I got this from a gentleman, I think he was in Vegas, and instead of eBay, I got it on Gunbroker. So Gunbroker, I think most people are looking for guns on Gunbroker. This just happened to be listed on there. I think if it was on eBay, it would be going for a lot more. So $175 was a great price for this, and I think in this condition, I think you're going to probably be looking at like $300 or $400 now. And I didn't get this that long ago. And it seems like Woodland's got a lot of, there's a Woodland tax, I think. I think people are really interested in Woodland. And not only did this one just come with the vest, it came with this. It came with all the accessories. This is a groin protector. pretty self-explanatory on what that would do. I snapped these all together because I just didn't want to lose them. I don't like having them on the armor. This right here is a yoke or a collar armor. So it goes around here, just gives you a little extra protection. And then last, there's a throat protector right here, and it just goes on the front of your throat. There's additional parts, not for the Woodland one, but for the digital camo one, where it gives you some shoulder pads, right? Because you are exposed from the side with these, that gives you a little bit more protection. And I forgot to show while we were on the inside, here is the Velcro panel right here for putting the other front sappy plate on. So you can look at this, if you look at this Velcro, you look at the fabric and you just feel it. There's no discoloration or anything. This one is just in great condition, and I'm really, really happy that I was able to pick this up. I've been looking for these forever. It's not even, this one's in my size. I'm a small, but I was looking forever, and I finally found this after like 2 years. I saw that there was one time, like I just happened to be going to Reno, and I saw that this Army Surplus store had it listed, I think on Arms List or something like that, but it had been long gone. So I was lucky to get this one in this great condition. I don't think I'm gonna find another one, and I'm just lucky I also got in my size. Okay, now last, this is my latest procurement. I got that Pasgt vest maybe like 4 years ago. I got that Woodland Interceptor one, I think a year ago, and I got this desert one a few months ago. Now this is basically the same thing. You'll see that there's a bit more moly, but this is a Interceptor vest in desert camo. Or not desert camo, digital camo. So I paid a lot less for this. This one didn't come with all the accessories. It wasn't in the worst condition. There's a few rips in certain places, but in general, I would say it's in good condition. I did wash this one, and I paid $75 for this. And this one also came with the armor plates, or the soft panels on the inside. Now, if you buy one of these, make sure it has the soft panels. And there's 3 soft panels that come with each of these vests, okay? So if you open this up, there will be a panel, this panel, this panel, and this panel. And you really need to make sure that they have the panels. These are just, they're just vests, and they're gonna be really floppy vests without the panels on them. But if you just get the vest, I wouldn't pay too much for it, maybe 50 bucks or something like that. I think it's pretty hard to even get the panels. I haven't found where the panels are. So you wanna make sure that you get one with the panels. Now the panels can get removed with these Velcro doors, right? So I took these panels out, I gave them a surface cleaning because you're not supposed to submerge them, and then I did submerge this whole vest. This is just fabric or nylon, so I washed it. There were some sweat spots and discoloration. I think I'll probably have to give it a wash again because I smell a little BO-y still, but in general, this one was in pretty good condition. And you'll see here that it's probably been washed a few times because the panel on the back is not nearly as in good condition as my Woodland one. But yeah, this one is not that different. It's pretty much the same, more moly on the front and back. It's got the same handle and everything. The spots for putting the sappy plates are in the same place, but I got this one in small again. I see a bunch in like medium and large, so I was pretty fortunate to get one in my size. And when I saw it for $75 on eBay, it was just I had to get it. Now, this kind of advice can be relevant for a lot of things, military surplus or just collecting in general. The best way to get a deal, in my opinion, is not to do it through bidding. Generally, when there's bidding, it's kind of on eBay or on Gunbroker for a while, and people typically pay for what it's worth. And people aren't dumb. Like, people know, how much stuff is worth, and kind of the market figures itself out, and you end up paying about the same amount as everyone else has been paying. Now, I got all of these not through bidding. I bought all of these on eBay through Buy Now, or Gunbroker through Buy Now, or by giving, like, you know, sending them an offer. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because a lot of these ones, I had trackers on them. I basically had email alerts from eBay or Gunbroker I would be checking, you know, pretty often. And when something showed up, it would ping me an email, like around midnight. And because I kind of know how much these things are worth, and I kind of look at them every so often, it's like you don't have to hesitate and buy now. Typically, when you see something that's a buy now, you typically think, oh, if it's buy now, it's probably priced above what it would go for auction. But sometimes, when you're lucky, a seller doesn't exactly know what he has or her, or they try to they put it on there without really, you know, doing the research on how much it's worth. So the bidding auctions typically figure themselves out. But if there's a buy now, right, you can get a good deal if you know what it's worth. So I always strive to kind of do my research. There's ways of doing it just by like watching it every so often. You know, there's a lot of items that I kind of look at and I just have a general idea of how much things are worth. You know, if I were on Price is Right and there's a bunch of military surplus stuff, I think I would do pretty well. But there's also tools to know this, like on Gunbroker and eBay. You know, you can look at the history of how much people paid for things in the past, and you'll get a general idea of what things are worth. And also just think about how much it's worth to you. You know, if that bidding war that someone went over, if they, you know, spent $200 on this, you're like, oh, I really want this, I want to spend $300 on it, then don't worry about, you know, what I'm doing. It does take a lot of work to kind of, you know, always do the research and see how much things are. So don't stress too much about it. But I tend to find it kind of fun. So, you know, it's not stressful at all for me. It's kind of fun to know how much things are worth. Anyway, those are my systems. I just washed it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to give it another wash. I went to my military surplus store and I just picked up a bunch of mag pouches. These look like they're in brand new condition. They're still in the bag. And then I got this, I got 2 single 9mm pouches. So I'm gonna put these on the molly. There's plenty of videos to show you how to put molly on. And then basically kit it out like my Woodland one. So they'll have 8 mags on the front and then 2 pistol mags, 2 9mm pistol mags. So anyway, that's my body armor. And if you have any questions about it or where to you know, start looking, or if you have one in mind and you want to know if it's in good deal based on its condition, please let me know. And you know, if you like these videos, please consider subscribing. And if you like this video, please consider giving me a like. Really appreciate it. All right, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Take care. Bye.